that I'm not seeing, and I can't see a thing as a China problem or an American problem. I can see something as a human problem. And it seems to me as a human problem, I agree actually with something you don't agree with necessarily, which is that if you could find a way to have a society without conflicts, that should be what you do. Because ultimately law and courts are ways of resolving conflicts among human beings. Now, I think a good way to do that when people were simple tribes of 100 or 200 people and they were wandering in a desert, you could solve their problems by having someone, even then they had problems, you know, and they had someone sit under a tree and dispense justice individual by individual. And it worked. But where you're dealing with groups of people who are tens of millions or hundreds of millions of people, then there are conflicts that I think you can't solve except through rules. And once you have a system of rules, you have a system of laws. And as soon as you have a system of laws, people say, but why should I do that? And at that point, you've threatened very big conflicts. So you have to have some kind of answer to give them that's satisfactory. And one kind of answer, I'm not saying the only kind of answer, but one kind of answer that seems to work pretty well is, but you had a say in this, you know. You had a say yourself. Maybe it's secondhand, but you had a say. And then they say, but the majority is ganging up on me, or the people in power don't like me. And that's no reason. So you say, very well, what we'll do is we'll have a basic system here that gives even you, who are not popular, certain basic rights. But how do I know we'll do it? Well, we've set up this imperfect system filled with problems, but an imperfect system to help, to make certain you're not being unfairly picked on. And unfairly picked on is not something that's an American notion, a Chinese notion, or any other kind of notion. You go back to the Bible, and it says, justice, justice shall you pursue, not dispense. It's not something somebody dispenses. It's something somebody pursues. And therefore, the idea is it's universal. Now, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it isn't, but I suspect there are certain things in human nature when they get together in society that are universal. And having a say might be one, and certainly not being picked on unfairly is one. And certainly having some kind of guarantees against being unfairly picked on is important. And that all goes into justice. And that's why I think we're basically here, whether we're from China or whether wherever we're from. We're trying to find solutions when there are tens of millions of people trying to live together in communities about how to satisfy those very basic, very, very basic human desires.